everybody, this is Taz. Welcome back to Taz's Wig Closet. Today we're going to go through a very popular subject, and that is, how do I find the perfect sister style? So I'm going to take you through a step-by-step guide on how to do that. So grab your notebooks and pens. I'll be right back. By now in your wig journey, you've probably found at least one wig style, color, and brand that you dearly love, that you wear every single day, the one that got the whole thing started and gave you confidence, and that you wear and enjoy. So now you might be ready to branch out into another brand. So when you're searching for a sister style to the one that you're currently wearing, you're probably going to fall into one of three categories. Number one, you want to get as close as possible in style and color as the one that you're currently wearing, but only in a different brand. Number two, you might be willing to make some slight variations in the style, color, but you don't want to be too conspicuous. Number three, you might like to keep maybe one aspect of the current wig that you're wearing, but you don't mind changing up some other aspects of the style and color. So you're probably going to fall into one of those three categories. Step number one, I want you to take out a piece of paper, something to write with, and I want you to write down the style name, color, and brand that you love. That wig that you fell in love with that you wear every single day. Then I want you to list on that same piece of paper the exact specs of the wig, and you can usually find those out on the retail website or the manufacturer's website. But I want you to take note of all of the specs, including the cap, is it lace front, monofilament, is it open cap, what are the measurements around the face, crown, sides, nape, the weight of the wig. Write all of that down. Next, I want you to write what the color of your current wig is. Write down the color and even the color description. That's very important. Next, I want you to take note of the layering. How does that layering appear on the wig? How does it frame the face? How does it lay? Is it flat on top? Does it have a lot of permatease? Describe the current wig that you're wearing as well as you can, because this is going to be your guide on how to try to find that perfect sister style. When you're brand new to wig wearing, chances are you're going to want to find that certain style that's an almost doppelganger to the one that you're currently wearing. It allows you to change up the brand and have a little bit of variety without being too conspicuous to those around you. I want to give you an example of my best friend and her progression into wearing wigs. It took her a while to find a wig that she was comfortable wearing on an everyday basis in front of others. She finally landed on a style, brand, and color, and that was Belle Tress Columbia in the color Mocha with Cream. That was her absolute favorite. She got tons of compliments at work. People kind of come to know her in that style and color. However, she came to realize very quickly that a heat-friendly fiber doesn't last quite as long as a non-heat-friendly fiber. She was going through wigs like crazy. She worked 10 to 12-hour days, 5 to 6 days a week, and her wigs were wearing out very quickly, and it was quite expensive for her to continue to replace that heat-friendly Columbia by Belle Tress. So she set out to find a doppelganger wig. She wanted to try a non-heat friendly synthetic fiber as opposed to the heat-friendly synthetic fiber, hoping that it might last a little longer for her. So she went on a quest to find that style. And what she arrived at was a Dakota by Envy and the color Nutmeg. The Nutmeg had all the similar light brown tones, some gold tones, and some lighter blonde tones and heavily highlighted as her Mocha with Cream in that Belle Tress. It wasn't exactly the same, but the variance was very small. And that Dakota kind of reminded her of that Columbia by Belle Tress with all the volume and the choppy, wavy texture of it. And Dakota by Envy quickly became her favorite style, and she was able to find successfully a sister style to her beloved Belle Tress Columbia. So if you're looking to find the perfect sister style for you that is as close as you can find to your current style and color, I want you to resort back to all of the specs and description of your current style that I had you write down. And this is going to be your shopping list. So the first thing you want to do is look at a similar style in another brand. A lot of retailers will also allow you to filter in your search. They'll allow you to filter certain things like short bobs, long layered styles, and things like that. So that might be your perfect place to start. So once you've narrowed down the style category and you have a lot of different options to look at in terms of similar styles in other brands, the next thing you want to do is check out the measurements. The layering, the length, and all of those measurements are real important. The product description is not really going to tell you how much perma-tease is in that particular style. If you like a lot of volume and lift, then you're going to want to know those things, right? So you'll probably go out to some wig reviews to try to determine how much volume and lift and perma-tease there is in a particular style before making your decision. So lastly, let's try to match the color. Be very familiar with your color description that you love so that you can try to match that to a sister style. Some examples of some real doppelganger wigs out there is, I'm just kind of go from the top of my head here, and there are so many. Like I said, one brand gets a style and the others kind of follow suit. Kendall and Kendall, ironically, they look very much the same. The Henry Margaux Kendall looks ironically and eerily the same as the new John Renault Kendall. So same name even. So that's really, really close. And if you can kind of match a color, I think you'd be very happy with that sister style. How about Julianne and Scarlett? That's within the same brand family. Same with Heidi and Rachel by John Renault. Kind of the same exact style, just different cap design. Avery by Tressalor is a doppelganger to the Noriko Jackson and is very, very close to the main attraction Seduction, a nice middle length shaggy style. And in the case of the beautiful Sweet Talk here by Gabor, I can look to some other brands for some sister styles. The John Renault January is very close. Lots of big wavy volume with a longer side bang. And then even Flirt Alert in the Raquel Welch brand. So very similar to this one with a nice tousled wavy curl about this length, a nice short bob. So you see, by knowing the current specs, measurements, everything about my current style, it's going to make it so much easier to find that perfect sister wig. If you had the most gorgeous bio-natural hair in the world, you probably wouldn't wear the same style and color all of the time. You'd want to freshen up your look with a bit of a cut, a salon cut, or add some highlights or do something different and just feel fresh and alive. So you can do that with your wigs also. Number two category is you're willing to make some changes, but you don't want to be too conspicuous. So what I suggest that you do is find 2 or 3 aspects of the current style that you're wearing and try to match that with something else in a different brand. By keeping 2 or 3 aspects of your current style and changing maybe 1 or 2, that will give you a little bit of comfort that you're not being too conspicuous, but you get a fresh look and you get a lot more options in your wig wardrobe as well. Let me try to find another example on my wig shelves behind me. Let's go with a short style this time. All right, so here I have the John Renault Ebon. Ebon is a short, layered pixie cut. It's more of a boy cut, meaning there's some fringe around the front with a nice, short, tapered back. This wig would be a great sister wig for the other one that I'm holding here, which is the Renee of Paris Heather. Same cut, exactly, but the colors are a little bit different. So I could probably use these as sister wigs and just go a little bit lighter for the summertime. And this could be my fall look or something like that. Or if I wanted to go with and kind of get them exactly the same, if I really wasn't comfortable changing up a lot of things in the style, I might look at an Ebon in like a creme brulee, which would probably be closest to this beautiful creamy blonde in the Renee of Paris line. And the last category is you might be willing to maybe only hold on to one aspect of your current style. and change everything else. You're willing to be dramatic, you're willing to be bold and get a bold new look. This is where it gets really, really fun. So this is Heidi by John Renaud, and the color 12 FS12. And here I have Storyville by Ellen Villa in the color Champagne Rooted. Colors are kind of similar, one's more ashy than the other, but look at the texture. So you've really kept the blonde theme going, but the texture is different. You've gone from slightly wavy to extremely kinky and curly. So this might be something that you could use in terms of a sister style if you're comfortable making a couple of changes. You can just get as bold as you want. How about going short? So you're used to something a little medium length, maybe just to the shoulder. Maybe try a cropped bob. You know, that can be drastic. It's a completely different look and feel than the middle length style. You might want to go with one of the fashion shades. Most recently, Raquel Welch came out with If You Dare, I think is what the name of it is, and it's a beautiful lavender color with darker roots. It just looks like you were a medium brunette and went in and had that beautiful lavender added to the wig. I think it's gorgeous, and it's an expression of personality, and it's not going to work for everyone, but if you want a bold, dramatic change, but you still want to stay within a sister style, try to match the style, but go with a bold new color. So let's say that you aren't ready to make a change yet. You're not ready to find the sister style yet. You're just starting to think about it. And you might not be comfortable with making the change right now because you don't want to be too conspicuous. I suggest that you take the current wig that you know and love and are familiar with and start styling it differently to kind of warm yourself up and others up to the idea that you're going to be making some changes. Let's say you're used to a Julienne by John Renaud or a Scarlett, and you want to go to a Sweet Talk. The style and texture are very similar, but obviously Sweet Talk is a lot shorter. So you might just take your Julienne or your Scarlett and pull it back into, you know, a bun or a ponytail. That way you start to figure out what it might look like on you with a shorter style like Sweet Talk, and everybody else gets used to it as well. In recap, knowing your current style inside and out and your preferences will help you select the perfect sister style for you, no matter what your comfort level is for change. The more you can explore wigs, the more freedom that you'll feel, the more joy that you will get from the experience. So as you build your collection of styles, you're just naturally going to be more comfortable with making some of those changes. And I will continue to run my series of sister style comparisons to help you along the way. So life is not a bowl of cherries. Life is a closet full of wigs. Everybody have a great day. See you next time on Taz's Wig Closet.